Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I'm your host, the Ranting Monkey, and he is Jack, the motherfucking Cochran. How you doing, Jack?
I'm doing okay. How about yourself?
I'm all right. A little sore, but I'll live. And Jack, I'm feeling like a bad person. Before I get to that part, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're having a wonderful Saturday. Hope, right? Is that what this is?
Sunday, isn't it?
Are we on Sunday now? Shit.
Yeah. I think we're on Sunday.
I lost a whole fucking day, Jack.
Every day is Saturday when you're unemployed.
Exactly. And I know there might be some people, Monkey, you're not allowed to swear in the beginning. This one's not getting monetized anyway because I may play a video or two in this one, Jack.
I think we're probably going to get in some trouble today.
Probably this stream may end up behind an 18+ wall because some of these videos, oh shit, wow. Starting with one that you just had, Jack. I'm addicted to what's going on around the country right now.
Oh my God, I know, right? I can't not watch the fucking 24-hour news coverage on this. I was just watching ABC in LA and I had another tab open for Minneapolis.
I've been getting all of mine from Twitter. So I'm just waiting for the next clip. Every time I go to Twitter, it's like, what did I miss? And Jack, we're going to show this one. I had just watched it. Jack had just watched it. And let's let you guys watch it. This is a Darwin Award winner. You see this little fire up here in the corner right there? And this gentleman right here. Pay attention to this little... Once again, people, turn your goddamn phones sideways.
It's not hard.
Turn it
landscape. Sideways. If you're not taking a picture of your family, turn it sideways for landscape.
Do I have the volume on? Okay, I don't know how loud it is. We don't need it that loud, especially considering, you guys will see. Now, this genius is obviously, look at that. There's a little bit of fire going. And hang on, right there. I don't know if you guys caught it because I stopped it right after. He picked up the fire.
That's a Molotov.
It's a Molotov cocktail, you guys. He's holding a bottle with a rag that's lit on fire stuffed into it. I'm warning you now. If graphic things bother you, turn away. We'll tell you when it's done. But if you're worried about graphic things, turn away right now. This is your warning. 3, 2, 1. You shouldn't still be looking. Here we go.
You know you want to.
Now, in case you missed that, we're going to show it one more time.
Yeah, because it kind of jumped there.
All right. So this is him. He's reaching down to pick up the Molotov. He throws the Molotov, and as he does so, the lit rag comes out, and a Molotov is alcohol basically with a rag stuffed in it and lit. I'm not going to tell you how to avoid doing what he just did right there because there are ways, but so he throws it overhand, and the liquid is coming out on fire as he throws it into this building.
Yeah, and he totally throws like a girl.
Oh, he really does. But that girl is on fire. So, yeah, he lit his ass on fire. Dumbass lit his ass on fire.
Nice work, dum-dum.
That's the name of the stream tonight, guys. Play stupid games. Because there's been a couple of them. This one, believe it or not, is actually mild.
Oh, yeah. Did you see the FedEx one? Did you post that?
We're not going to show the FedEx one. Because that one is horrific, but we are going to talk about it. Yes, Jack, I saw that one.
Horrific or hilarious, depending on your perspective.
It's both, actually.
It's a Darwin Award winner, man. I'm telling you, we're going to run out of these prizes this year.
So this FedEx truck somehow gets stopped by the protesters who start trying to open it. And one of the protesters, real quick, thank you, Terry Diamandis, the dude is on fire. We don't need no what. No, you can get me in trouble, Terry. Thank you for the donation. Yeah, then good time to remind you, we're brought to you by you. If you if you enjoy hearing horrible shit and me and him laugh about it, please hit the like button, please share, and if you could, consider donating to us because we're good people.
Yeah, that's how that works. We're good people. I think we lost that one today.
Oh well, we haven't even got started. So as these people are storming this truck, one of the people, it's a two-tiered truck, the ones that have two different boxes on the back that swing on that are attached with a hitch, not like just a really long box.
Yeah.
This idiot is trying to open the front box and he gets stuck in the chains. He is stuck in the chains, and everybody starts coming after the cab, and the driver panics and starts driving away. And this guy who's stuck there, well, he's under the front wheels of the back part of the truck. Tandem. Thank you, Eagle. That was the word I was looking for. It's a tandem truck. He gets stuck underneath the front wheels of the back part, and he gets drugged for 5 miles.
Did we know if he survived this?
He did not.
I didn't think so. I figured he died before he left that first stoplight. I threw the link in the chat if you guys want to watch, but warning, it is pretty graphic.
It is. And if that's the same link that I had, be careful in the comments because they do show an after picture.
Yeah.
It's brutal. It's fucking brutal. But you know what? Stop playing in fucking traffic.
Yeah. Stop trying to loot from moving vehicles. A lot of truckers are armed.
Oh, yeah. And there were way too many. But, a lot of people have pointed out, I haven't seen anybody on this protester side except for the idiots in the video. They're like, oh, my God. And I understand that that's their friend getting drugged down the road for the last time. So they're like, oops. And if you watch that video without context, at first it sounds like they want the driver to come out and so they could kick his ass or something. You watch it a second time and you realize that guy's already stuck. He's already stuck, and they're trying to get his attention so that I don't know, so he doesn't drive off, or so that he was already stuck underneath it. Actually, they want him to back up because that little fucker's already caught underneath it, and that's what they're screaming at him at the beginning is back up. And instead they panicked him. And for those of you, well, that's not a reasonable response. I don't know if there's anybody out there, but just in case you are, there's a very famous case. Look up the name Reginald Denny.
Yeah.
Thank you, Caramon, who said, did you see the sword guy? I don't think he lived. Last I saw, he was alive. And yes, I know who you're talking about. We can talk about him in a moment.
Twitter was saying he didn't make it.
Oh, okay. Well, I've seen both.
Yeah, it's up 50-50 on that one.
There's actually pictures of him sitting up with his eyes open, so I don't know if he died after that or what, but we'll get to that in a moment. Reginald Denny was a truck driver during the Rodney King riots. They stopped his truck and they pulled him out and they beat him retarded. They threw a fucking cinder block at his head and just beat the ever-loving shit out of this guy who's just trying to drive his truck. So, kids, you might want to know your history because, well, you're playing really stupid games right now.
Yeah, dangerous ones.
Expo says Frogger's graphics have gotten a major improvement. Thank you for the donation. Fuck, that's hard.
Well, I'm glad we're not the only terrible people out there today.
I've never understood this whole going into traffic thing, and now they've upped it to looting in traffic.
Yeah, that's just dumb. Like, okay, first of all, anybody who surrounds your vehicle has no good intentions. I'm sorry. Have you never seen a zombie movie? People get scared, and if you think they're not going to respond, you're a fucking moron. So, yeah, I mean, I get it. It's a fight or flight instinct, and especially if you're unarmed. That dude was just trying to deliver some packages, possibly to me, and I want to get my fucking FedEx packages.
Yeah, I feel bad for that driver because I mean this is going to haunt him for the rest of his life, and he didn't do anything wrong.
No, he didn't, and he's got to live with this, and he'll probably lose his job too.
Very likely, yeah. Which sucks. The other one in traffic. Well, since it was brought up, Sword Guy. This is a guy who's trying to defend stores, and they just released, or I just saw the first part of what happened when they chase him down and get him on the ground. They beat the ever loving fuck out of this poor guy. Kicked him, threw rocks at him, beat him with a skateboard. Like I said, last I saw, there's pictures of him sitting up and he's bleeding and definitely needed a doctor. But with all that head trauma, I wouldn't be surprised if it was like
brain bleed or something.
Yeah. They kicked the ever-loving fuck out of him. And fuck everybody who was involved.
Yeah, same with the guy with the bow and arrow.
Oh, God, yeah. That guy, see, that's a play. See, Sword Guy, I don't really blame. No. Sword Guy was trying to do the right thing, and yeah, that's still, you should. Guys, I'm sorry to say this to you, but if you're out there and they're coming towards you and it's just you, get the fuck out of the way.
Yeah, you can, no matter how tough you are, you can't handle a group of people surrounding you. I mean, that's movie shit.
Yeah.
If there's 6 or more people, you're fucked. Get out of there. It's called group tactics, and you need to get out of there because they don't even have to be coordinated. They'll just overpower you. There's so many of them. You can't stop them, so just get out of there. There's a time to fight and a time to run away.
Yeah, nothing you own is worth dying over right now. Now, if you're defending your family, that I could see putting yourself there. If you're defending your store, get the fuck out of the way, man. I understand it. That could be your whole lifeline and everything. But you know what? You're not going to be able to run another store if you're dead. Now, I want to talk about these people who got pushed around by a car. Did you see the cops with the car? Oh my God, they rammed the people. I'm trying to find the video because I can't find it right now. And it's not one I saved myself. But it's this cop car, and it's got this big yellow thing on the front of it. And there's people standing in the street, and the cop, he pulls up to him, and he stops there. But another cop car goes around him and starts going through the people and kind of hit one. And you see this cop car just like give a little bit of gas, and people go flying. And the cops are being mean.
Yeah, don't try and hurt people or kill people, and maybe they won't be so mean.
Get the fuck out of the street.
Yeah, you're giving, and if you hate the cops, you're giving them a reason to hurt people now.
Yeah, you really are.
That's dumb.
And all you're doing is getting everybody on edge, man. This isn't cool.
Yeah, and what's worse is the longer this goes on, the more the regular people will start siding with the cops because they want stability and safety. So they'll look the other way to even more violence from the cops.
Okay, this one looked like it was the right one. Oh, this got different things in it. I need just the one, son of a bitch. All right, I'm going to try to find it in this video here real quick. Did you see the woman get punched in the face by the cop?
Yeah, that's a classic.
We'll have to show that one because I love it. And I know that one I have easily access to. This, I think it's from last night. And I'm not exactly sure what's going on. It kind of looks like a police stop, or that this woman was blocking the road or something. But, okay, so you can't see her yet, but this car right here, you have this cop here, there's a couple cops over here, and there's another one that's way over here. Turn your fucking camera sideways, you dick. Okay, see this woman? Oh, hang on. Need to get that stupid pause thing off the screen. There we go. Here she comes around the corner. Watch what, bam, punches him once. And you see this cop go to grab her. Whoa, okay. So he just got punched in the face. She just assaulted a police officer, you guys. Assaulted a police officer. And she follows it up with this. Punched him again. Now watch this gentleman right here. Boom. She felt like I did, man.
Damn.
Well, I have no sympathy for this woman. The tweet that this was sent out with said, did she deserve this? And I'm making that.
She punched somebody twice. Of course she deserved it.
She punched the cop twice in front of another cop who was already trying to stop her after that first punch. Are you sure that's a woman? Yes, because if it wasn't, those two punches would have really hurt that cop. Eagle says he didn't punch her very hard. Actually, he did. If you watch, I mean, if you know about how to throw a punch and thing, he put his shoulder into it just like you should. And that's why the cop she hit just like shook it off and she fell to the ground like a bag of potatoes. Some say she is still sleeping from that. She got hit hard, man. Well, don't be stupid. With it forged, thank you. Been on inside at FedEx. Good chance the driver may not be armed. There's a federal law against it. They reminded us of it periodically. Flip a coin on the guy's job if he can bring himself to drive afterwards. He isn't a FedEx employee. Well, like we said, I mean, one of the problems is that this guy has to live with this now.
Yeah.
And Caramon, thank you. That's equality. Indeed. Indeed. Not just equality. I mean, you punched a fucking cop twice. Jesus. But yeah, I really do. I feel horrible for that driver, man.
Yeah. That's going to be awful for him.
And from the look of it, I mean, this could have, I don't know how old the person was, but this could have been 16, 18, 20-year-old. And it's not his fault. And I hope he understands that. And I hope he can live with it because Jesus Christ. She's black and got hit by a black cop, right? She can't claim racism. Well, it's funny. If you watch the rest of that video, a crowd starts to come around. And even the guy who's recording is like, I'm not kidding, man. I'm about to get out this car. For what? For what? You know what? Sometimes the police are right. That's being lost as the media pushes this shit and is enjoying their civil war they've been begging for.
Yeah. Well, the media is doing it to make Trump look bad and to get ratings. And they don't realize what they're ginning up. It's fomenting a lot of anger and hate out there.
Desert Tramp says the video runs longer with the guy pulling a gun on the cop. Every version of that I've seen cuts off maybe 15, 20 seconds after that. I didn't see anywhere there was a gun pulled. I believe you. I just haven't seen that. Bitch is lucky he didn't get shot. There's going to, look, these people keep doing this shit. They keep pushing and pushing and pushing. And there's going to come a time where it's lead, not rubber.
Yeah. Oh, it'll happen, especially if they keep going after the White House.
I see people keep claiming that white people are instigating riots and starting them. No one should be having riots. I want to read something to you, Jack. And I'm going to put this on screen so y'all know I'm not making this shit up. Not that I think you guys think I lied to you or anything, but Mayor Jacob Fry, he is the mayor of Minneapolis. And he tweeted this out today.
Oh, that guy's an idiot.
We are now confronting white supremacists, members of organized crime, out-of-state instigators, and possibly even foreign actors to destroy and destabilize our city and region. Now, before we talk about what this dumbass just said, I want to say this. Mayor Fry here is one of the reasons this has gotten as bad as it is.
Yeah, because he's dragging his feet, not doing anything.
The very first night, he should have shut this shit down. Instead, what was it, night 2, we saw the 3rd precinct abandoned post and got burned down, just burned right out. You are the problem here, Mr. Mayor. You are a pussy. You are a goddamn pussy. Didn't do your job. Did not protect your citizens. And now he's blaming, let me go over this list again, Jack. White supremacists. Members of the fucking mob. Members of organized crime. The Gambinos are out there, apparently. Out-of-state instigators. Now, this came up a couple of times yesterday because there was some argument over whether or not the people agitating this were from the area or from out of state. Real quick, Citron, thank you. See the semi-truck drag a dude? Yes, we talked about that just a moment ago, bud. Thank you for the donation. That's one we're not showing because that one's too graphic to bring up here. I think it was the governor of Minnesota said 80% of the people being arrested were from out of state. And it was the mayor of St. Paul who said that all of them were from out of state. And Mayor Fry here, I don't know if he made one of those exact claims where how many, but the news checked on this. Out of 45 people that have been arrested, 38 of them had Minnesota addresses.
Jeez.
75% of them are from Minnesota. Now, I'm not saying there's not outside agitators. I think there's outside agitators that don't necessarily count as out-of-state agitators because that's what he's out-of-state instigators. Maybe some. Some of them are homegrown. And then my favorite part of this, Jack, possibly even foreign actors. The Russians. That's what he's saying here. The fucking Russians.
Yeah, they blamed. I saw that press conference he did, and the follow-up to that was that he was blaming the Russians, the cartels, and agitators, like the white supremacists.
Yeah.
What a load of crap.
It's amazing how many of those white supremacists... Did you see how white supremacist that guy with the Molotov was?
Yeah.
He burned a Negro. I mean, it's hard to argue he might not be a white supremacist, you know?
That's a good point.
So maybe he is. Willard Forge, thank you. Russian clan did it. Yeah. You know who did it, Mr. Mayor? The pissed off citizens of your state of your city, and you should have stopped it.
Yeah. That guy's an incompetent buffoon. I don't know how he's still in charge of anything at this point.
Thank you, Gamer Valine. There were agitators here. They also organized. And thank you, Havoc. As a confirmed Russian bot, I can say none of us were involved. Thank you both so much. So you're saying, go ahead.
Oh, I was just there are outside influences, no doubt. I would guess Antifa and BLM's national organization are putting stuff together.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it looks like anyway, because there's no way that, like, I was watching the LA coverage and they were going neighborhood to neighborhood, like they'd set something on fire, and then the cops would go over there, and then something else would be going on, and the cops got to run over there, and then they go right back to that first place and set it on fire again.
Caramon, thank you. Anarchists and opportunists. Yeah. There was a weird thing that happened in Dallas, Jack. I don't know if you saw this, but a pallet of bricks was left on a corner.
Yeah, they were finding those all over the city, apparently.
I've heard that, but I did actually see one. There's a fucking pallet of bricks, and they're showing around. They're like, there's no construction around here. Somebody did this. And you know what? I have no doubt that's happening. And I don't know who's involved. I would suggest or expect that would be somebody like Antifa.
Oh, absolutely.
That sounds like one of their tactics. I don't think it needs to be as deep as some people are making. It's white supremacists. Yes, white supremacists are out there with all their dark skin. Thank you, X43. Out-of-state agitators is the politician's version of my boy wouldn't do that. Must have been those kids he hangs out with. You know what? You're not wrong. And up here a little bit ago, somebody said, you're telling me, I think it was nope. So you're telling me a politician lied? Mm-mm. Well, I mean, I don't know if he believes it or not, but it's a special kind of lie. This is cover my ass lie. This isn't your typical a politician lie. This is him trying to save his job because even he knows what he did was fucked up. Oh, helicopter. That's never good. The only time we have a helicopter around here is when somebody's being airlifted down to a bigger medical facility. So Godspeed, sir.
That sucks.
Yeah. My son got to ride in that once.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, he was 3 weeks old and he stopped breathing.
Jesus.
Yeah, he was sick and we took him to the doctor and Lady Monkey went to get his medicine and I'm holding him. And as I'm holding him, he stops breathing. That's not good. So I give him a little shake and he started not like I didn't like grab his shoulders and everything, but I'm holding him in my hands. He's tiny, you know. Just give him a little shake and he starts breathing again. I'm like, all right. And so I watched him and he kept doing it. And I freaked out. I should have called 911 and it didn't occur to me because I knew Lady Monkey should be back any moment. And so she finally gets home after what seemed like forever. And we take him to the doctor and they check him all out and they can't figure it out either. They think he might have a hole in his heart. So they load him up on the helicopter and fly him to Grand Rapids. And we had to drive.
Oh.
So we're driving to Grand Rapids thinking my son might have a hole in his heart and might not be alive when I get there. And we get down there and they're like, calm down. We know what it is. It was RSV, which is basically a really bad cold for you and me.
Oh.
But in a baby, it can be deadly. If I hadn't have been holding him, he could have died right there. Scary shit, man. That's why I hold babies all the time. Like, just give it to me. I'll hold it. I'll watch. Don't worry. But yeah, so he got to ride in one of those once. He doesn't remember it though because he was 3 weeks old.
Well, I hope he doesn't remember it. That sounds awful.
We have the saddest picture of him. He's laying in a full-sized bed, sprawled out, and they have a tube in every little hole this poor little kid had.
Wow.
Yeah, he was in there for about a week and a half. Good dad, lucky dad, man. I'm not kidding. I every time I think about this, I thank whatever gods there are that I happened to be holding him at that time. Because, I mean, he was sleeping. There was no reason for me to actually be holding him other than I just wanted to hold him. Anyway, sorry, completely off topic there. Good job, Monkey. I would have lost my shit. You know what? I have this mode I go into and things like that. I get very almost robotic. And once we got down there and we found out everything and we were all okay, that's when I had my breakdown. That was when I was like, oh. Seeing kids in the NICU is an experience. Oh, fuck, man. I lost my shit on those doctors too. Because we weren't allowed to stay with him. We actually got to stay at the Ronald McDonald House. And so we come back. He's out of the ICU, but he's still in the NICU, the worst of the worst, and he's in his own room. And his heart monitor keeps going off. We're in there, we can see him, and he's fine, but his heart monitor keeps going off. Now, this is a group of nurses that told me I had to change my son's diaper if he pooped, which I have no problem. It's my child, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't respond because the kid in the next room had shit.
What?
Yeah. And I'm like, excuse me, this monitor, they go, yeah, it's defective. It keeps doing that. I'm like, are you out of your fucking mind right now? Like, well, we had to clean this up. I'm like, you told me I have to clean up my own child. And this child is in here because he's not breathing well. And you guys are ignoring a fucking monitor you put on him to clean up somebody else's kid's shit. I was hot. I was fucking pissed.
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah. Me and doctors don't do well together. Not when it involves the kids, man. Just make the kids okay. That's why I love my doctor, man. He was the one who took care of him at the time and got him sent down there. But anyway, sorry, way off topic. So we have all these riots, destructive demonstrations. That's one of the euphemisms I've heard for it. Or as the media says, these protests. And they keep getting worse and worse, and they keep escalating. It is, if you saw what happened in Dallas last night, I mean, Dallas is just being burned. You have Minneapolis is. Have you seen some of the after stuff? This stuff looks like it's been like bombs were dropped on on these places. Protests, no, they're right. Well, they are riots. There's no doubt about that. Now, there have been protests. There have been actually peaceful protests, and then those people go home because they don't want to get killed when the rioters come out. And it seems to happen that way every time. They have a peaceful protest followed by let's go burn the city down. My favorite part of this, Jack, my favorite part is I read a story from Margaret Sullivan. Do you know who she is?
That name sounds familiar. Isn't she a commentator?
She's a columnist for the Washington Post.
Blonde chick, kind of bitchy looking.
Yep, that's her.
Yeah, I know.
Well, her hair's dark. Let me bring up old Maggie. Let's look at old Maggie. I know I tweeted her out earlier today.
I want to say she used to be on Fox News as like a lefty commentator, like a guest.
She may have been. Okay. Oh shit, she's the one that I responded to. I didn't retweet. Damn it! Now I gotta find that. I had to do this on Lords of the Night earlier too, but I've responded to a lot more since then. Shit, there it is. I guess that is blonde. Yeah, it's here's old Maggie. She looks like she was cute when she was younger.
Yeah, that neck, woof, that's going to be a wrinkle machine later.
And her one eye is going all funny.
That's probably from a stroke. She looks pretty old.
And that or wine, you know.
Well, I mean, she looks like a box wine lady to me.
Doesn't she?
I didn't think we needed to point that out.
But this is what she tweeted out. Trump has sown hatred of the press for years. Now journalists are under assault from police and protesters alike.
What?
Uh-huh.
Does she think these are Trump supporters?
I don't know.
What are you saying?
I am not sure how to take that. I really am not. Because
she's dumb.
That's absolutely asinine. You can't blame people going after CNN on Trump and suggest Trump is responsible for sowing the seeds of racism that started all this. So, okay. What you're suggesting is that these people both love and hate Trump.
I think what they're getting at is they're trying to craft the narrative that this is created through white supremacy.
Oh, they're trying that real hard, Jack.
Yeah, but by saying it's Trump's fault, is he's secretly puppet stringing a bunch of Klansmen that don't exist to orchestrate this against CNN and direct them, which is kind of racist in a way.
Oh, it's really racist. My favorite part of that is it suggests that these black protesters, and look, there are a lot of white protesters, I'm sorry, rioters out there as well, but a good portion of them, I would say at least 50-50, are black. You are suggesting that these black people are being manipulated by racist white people at the direction of Donald Trump. Does that make any goddamn sense to anyone?
No, but it's not going to stop them from trying.
Jesus Christ. They're pushing white supremacy real hard. They really are nuts. By the way, nuts, thank you, sweetheart, for dropping our Streamlabs links. Guys, throw money at Jack if you have some and don't mind parting with it. Even if it was for your grandma's LASIK surgery. Don't worry, they can't do it right now anyway.
Oh, dude.
One of my favorite things that I've seen out of this are really bad comparisons, Jack. And we have a lot of these because you just had the protests for reopening the country.
Yeah.
And a whole bunch of people have said a lot of really stupid things. And there was one I saw just before the stream that I wanted to discuss. Where'd that one go? Put this one up on screen. I'm getting a little producery tonight, Jack. I haven't screwed up yet. If you're calling for people to stay indoors now that the government is popping off rounds at people on their porches, but we're calling for civil war when you couldn't get a haircut a couple weeks ago, this is your fault. You place more value on your haircut than a man's life.
I've heard this haircut line a lot lately.
Oh, they're loving the haircut thing.
Yeah, I don't get that. That's a really weak argument.
This guy, Bo of the Fifth Column, is a fucking retard.
Well, yeah, he calls himself a fifth columnist. Who comes out and says that?
A fucking moron. There are some comparisons we can make to those other protests. Let's see. One of the things that these white people with guns, they didn't get shot by cops. How many of them shot at cops?
How many of them were looting a Target?
How many of them were throwing Molotovs and burning themselves to death? That still makes me laugh. They weren't being violent. There's this one famous picture from the Michigan storming of the Capitol. And it's a horrible picture. It's this guy it looks like he's screaming at the cops that are standing in front of him. But he got a hold of the media and told his story. He wasn't screaming at the police. There was somebody behind the police in the Capitol, some representative or something, who did something he didn't like, and he was yelling at them. But this photograph got caught right as he's screaming, and it looks like he's doing it right in the face of this cop.
Yeah.
According to everything, literally everything, including the police, the protesters in Michigan that, I'm using air quotes, stormed the Capitol were polite. They obeyed orders. They went where they were told to go. There were more showed up than could fit in the Capitol safely at one time, so they told them they had to break it up in groups. They were happy to do so. That was it.
They got their temperature checked, too.
Yeah.
To get in. That's some awesome protesting.
They were peaceful protesters, but they had guns. Did they use them? These protesters in Dallas and Minneapolis and Los Angeles and Miami, New York, where else have I heard about? Even in fucking Utah, Jack. Even the Mormons are acting up. None of them are out there peacefully protesting. They are burning and breaking shit. They're beating people. They're stealing.
Ridiculous. Real quick, I got a couple Streamlabs just came in. Thank you, RJ, for the donation. Dad joke time. What do women and tornadoes have in common? They moan when they come and take the house when they leave.
I like that one.
I like that one, too. Thank you, Terry Diamandis. They were being white. That's worse than being violent. No, Terry, it's the same thing.
Yeah. It's just, I hate when people make really bad analogies, Jack. You can't compare these two unless you're actually going to be honest about it.
That's never going to happen. You know that.
The reason the police didn't have to shoot tear gas at the protesters in Michigan is because they actually protested peacefully. They used their constitutional right and then went home.
Yep.
The worst you can say is, oh, no, they might have given me COVID. That's it. Thank you, Johnny Hellcat. Weren't some of the armed protesters black as well? Yes, they were.
That'll be enough of your hate facts, Mr. Hellcat.
The people that are doing it now, this isn't peaceful. This isn't, it's not even about George. And I think that's the worst part of this, is that they're putting this stain on his name.
Oh, yeah.
El Tiburon, thank you so much. How you doing, Tibbs? Rumors flying. Oakland rioters want to come to my burb to hit a wider area. Fuck.
Yeah, I've been hearing that because I was watching a lot of the LA coverage, and they're moving all over the place. I think it's organized, a lot of it.
Some of it is, yeah, especially these later ones, like maybe towards the end of yesterday, and I would say all of today.
Yeah.
They're I you know who I was watching on Twitter? Zoe Quinn.
Weird.
She's decided she's part of the resistance.
Oh yeah, is she gonna make shameful allegations against people she dated from the group, or
I don't know, but what she's you broke my train of thought, Jack.
sorry?
No, it's all right. It's all right. I like when you do that. She, she was tweeting out about how bad the police were because they were sweeping, and she was telling people to get out of the area, and if they needed a ride, she'd give them one because 8 o'clock was the curfew, and then they were getting ready to shoot stuff at them. Go inside, white bitch.
Oh, there's a whole thing out there of white allies driving protesters around, air quotes, protesters. It's like Uber for anarchists.
Terry, thank you so much. He says, George who? The average rider. Yeah, you ain't lying. And Cameron, thank you. Militias will form. It's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
If the government doesn't do something, yeah.
Yeah, if the government doesn't do something in the next, soon, in the next day or so, I would not be surprised if vigilante groups go out and start killing people.
Yeah.
I would not be shocked at all. I'm actually surprised it hasn't happened yet.
I think right now there's probably something being organized because they're smarter than the rioters. They're not just going to go straight burn, but I don't know what they can do. You know what I mean? Even getting in will be difficult in some of these places. And the cops will target those guys.
Of course.
Because those guys are actually law-abiding citizens. Some of them, hashtag not all.
Most of them will follow directions.
Mm-hmm. And so they would be the ones that were targeted, not the people who are burning, breaking, and killing.
Yep. Real quick, thank you, John Migda, for the donation. You want rooftop Koreans? This is how you get rooftop Koreans.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
But this they are disgracing the name of George Floyd. And for some of them, it's not enough. They've decided to drag out Martin Luther King, too, and absolutely abuse what he said.
Yeah. King was a peaceful protester. This is not that.
Chauncey, thank you so much. Justice for Pink Floyd. What did Pink Floyd do? I appreciate it. Caramon, thank you. The real question, will they stream during it? Everybody's streaming, man.
Yeah. That's why a lot of these idiots are going to get caught if they decide to go after them, because they're all videos out there.
Dude, did you see the video of them ransacking the Louis Vuitton store? Yeah. Last night, because people are so distraught over George Floyd being killed by that cop, they ransacked the Louis Vuitton and stole a whole bunch of purses and high-end shit from them. There's one picture, Jack, or one frame in this because I was watching the video. Not everybody went into the store like they'd been doing. They were throwing the bags out and stuff.
Yeah.
One of the guys who's throwing the bag out is not wearing gloves, and his hand is pressed onto the little window display.
Ooh.
Like, bitch, you are going to prison.
Yeah, that's dumb.
The police just got to come in, a little dust. Oh, this idiot. Thank you, Mighty Balzac. What the fuck, America? You're acting worse than the French.
Yeah, no shit.
Now, granted, that will be contingent on his Prince being in the system, but I have a feeling this isn't his first gig.
Yeah, and even if it is, there's a long statute on rioting and looting.
Yeah. Why the fuck are you there in broken glass? I'm not even talking about the smart criminal part of it. Why are you getting your fingerprints out there? Why are you around broken glass like that with no glove? That's absolutely asinine. There was one more video. Did I think I have that one. One more video I wanted to watch because I love this video, Jack. It's one of my favorites ever. Yep, it's this one. Let's get this up on the screen. It's not a very long video. Wait, I forgot to share audio. Let's try that one more time. See, I was bragging about my producing skills. Well, just watch, guys.
Oh shit!
Here he goes. Boom.
Oh shit!
One more time.
Oh!
It's funny every time, dude.
I fucking love it. Fucking moron. Looking down at the ground while you're running out of a crime scene and runs into a fucking window. Oh, that's great. Sometimes karma's a thing.
That's true. I sent you a link. Someone posted. You do not want to put it on screen, though.
Oh, all right. Let me check this out.
But you do need to see it.
Hate
to do it to you live, but
that's all right. Let's go check this out. Oh, I saw that picture. Yeah, that's horrible. You know, I was wondering if I could get away with it, and I just don't think I can.
I don't think you can either.
I think that won't get me in trouble. W.R. Costin, are you okay, bud? You're timing people out. The same dude repeatedly, or do you just hate Anthony? Sorry, Anthony. I'm not sure that was on purpose, man. Oh God, and nice to see you. I feel like I haven't seen you around for a while. So, Jack, that's what's going on in the country. Our country's being burned down.
Oh man, it's nuts. There's so much. Did you see the Tennessee or Nashville courthouse was on fire while you guys were on Lords of the Night?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I threw the link in chat because Prospero asked for it. I think I could give you the link if you're interested. But yeah, it looked bad. That was during the daytime too. But yeah, man, it's everywhere. All the major cities seem to have massive disruptions.
And see, this is the problem: is that at some point that has to be stopped. You can't just let the cities burn down. Thank you, Shrouded Angel, for the lock and load hippo. It's one of my favorites. I love that one. But thank you for the donations. Very kind. Jack, how do we stop it? Is there a way? Other than the police sweeping the street every night and pushing these guys out until the next night?
Well, you can wait till they get bored, but I think that's a terrible idea. Because you don't know how long the agitators will do this, you know?
What was the LA riot? Like a week? 2 weeks? Something like that?
Yeah, something like that. Look at Ferguson. That was a couple weeks.
Yeah. We have enough shit going on with the whole COVID nonsense. This is what keeps hitting me, Jack, is the people who live in these areas, including the rioters themselves. You guys didn't steal enough to take care of your family for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
You didn't steal enough to eat. What the fuck are y'all going to do? You guys are going to be eating out of FEMA trucks.
Well, that's just it. Can you actually risk sending FEMA trucks into some of these areas?
Well, not right now. No, definitely not until this shit ends.
So how are people going to eat? I mean, these are not rich areas for the most part. I mean, they were trying shit in Beverly Hills, but that didn't really happen yet. Los Angeles is a big city, but a lot of these areas that are getting hit are pretty poor.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to feel safe enough to go out and go get food? Especially if you're gonna have to rely on the city buses that got shut down. They torched a city bus somewhere. I think it was in Minneapolis. So I know LA shut down their city buses. So what are you supposed to do? You're gonna walk through the ghetto to try and get to a store 20, 30 blocks away? No, nobody's gonna do that.
Monkey, you already know what the answer is. It's just so unpleasant. You'll never want to accept it. Antifa is a terrorist group. What does one do with terrorists? No, it's not that I don't want to accept it, Bear. I know it's coming. It's the only way. Well, if it keeps ramping up the way it is, because we've had riots like this before. This isn't, I mean, not on a national scale.
Oh, the Detroit's riots. There were race riots before that just
Sure.
haven't been this coordinated.
Gamer Valine, thank you. They're moving east to where it's higher income in Phoenix. I'm watching Tempe and Mesa for some unrest there in Scottsdale, the rich area.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, we'll see. Some of us, and maybe I'm one of them, were telling, why are you burning down your own neighborhood, asshole? You have to live there. And maybe some of them actually see. This is why I think there's coordination, because I don't think the mob is that smart.
No, people in a group are dumb. A pitchfork mob like this, they are a blunt instrument.
Yep.
But you get somebody in there with a little bit of coordination, and you can steer them.
Thank you, Andrew Joyner, for the lady with her glasses. Kyla says they're in LA, headed west and starting to loot Beverly Hills. At some point, and this is what Baron Exile was talking about, at some point, people are going to get shot.
Yeah.
Um,
There's not enough cops to handle something like this. I mean, look at what Minneapolis came out and said. They don't have the cops for this. Shit, they don't even have the National Guard numbers to handle this.
the scary part is they haven't even really started to get all that violent yet. And I know some of you are going to be, wait, what? They haven't pulled out guns yet.
Yeah, they've targeted mostly buildings that are businesses, not that many houses, other than that one project that was under development.
Mm-hmm.
It's not where people have been living. But if they get to that point where they start going after like rich people's mansions and stuff like that, they kill one really popular celebrity and it's going to be a mess.
Well, here's the thing. The first couple of days, except for that guy getting shot, and that was the pawn shop owner defending his store, we haven't seen gun violence.
Yeah.
And if these guys start pulling out guns, shit's going to get real ugly real quick. Because some of them have them. There's just the odds of this many people not owning guns is just in America astronomical. Yeah, Frank, thank you. In the Philly area, they're going towards the suburbs. They sent a bunch of cops to KOP Mall, Worth, flashbangs and all. Man, Caramon, thank you. Militias are needed, but would probably start a boogaloo. Not unless they're breakdancing. We've talked about this.
Dude, you're not going to win this one. I'm sorry.
I'm not. No, you don't get boogaloo unless you're going to break dance. God damn it!
Or you electrocute people. Pick your favorite. Look,
real quick. I want to finish that thought because it just came back to me. The total of it. Until yesterday, we really didn't see them going after people, and they've started going after people. And the more they do that, that's when cops are going to have to pull out guns. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Jack.
No, you're right. I saw some peaceful protesters defending a cop who got separated from his unit.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, that was a cool picture.
Yeah, but you can see the fear on that guy's face. And you can see it on the face of the guys protecting him, too, because they know their odds. And it's not good. There's way fewer peaceful protesters than there are violent thugs.
Yeah, this is what Jack's talking about. This cop right back here, he got separated from his unit. And these guys form a half circle around him to keep people the fuck away.
Look at that dude in the gray shirt with the black bandana on his face. He's tense. You can see the fear on his face.
Yeah. Look at the cop, man.
Yeah, that's pants shitting terror.
Mm-hmm. But good on these gentlemen.
Yeah, absolutely. That took a lot of courageous balls.
Those are heroes, right?
Walk. Yeah.
That's what a hero looks like.
Yeah. Those guys deserve a fucking medal for that because that was insanely dangerous to do. They did not pick the side of the mob, and that would have made them traitors to the mob, you know?
Yeah.
So it's hard to be the voice of reason when everybody's angry and in a big group and shouting for someone's head. So I fully expect this will get worse if the government doesn't drop in and do something about it. And it's going to mean cracking heads. I'm sorry. That's how the government solves problems like this. They go in and beat the shit out of people or shoot them.
Yeah. And right now they're using the rubber bullets. I saw that. What was it? Was it MSNBC? It's some news group almost. The police threw something that blew up right in front of them. Like, yeah, it was a flashbang. They told you it was coming. Get the fuck out of there. The news media keeps thinking they can just go wherever they want, and keep doing it, guys. You've got the police won't touch you now because of what happened the other day with CNN. That crowd's going to kick the shit out of you.
Yeah.
CNN, did you see what the crowd wanted to do to your building? You really want to stick your people right in the middle of that?
CNN does not get it, man. They are convinced this is some Trumpian plot. They do not understand that they're the ones causing a lot of this anger and hatred.
Mm-hmm.
And some of it is going to be directed at the media. How many media people have we seen attacked? And we're not even watching every channel, but we've seen them get shot with paintballs or pepper balls, rather. And the crowd is going after him. Leland Vitter from Fox News, they attacked him and his crew, and they tried to take some cameras.
Yeah, they stole a camera from a videographer, a photojournalist just a little while ago. I forgot who it was. Christina Summers had tweeted it out or retweeted it. Yeah, they stole her camera right off her.
Wow.
Didn't hurt her at all. They just took her camera.
She's lucky. Yeah, just give up the camera at that point. Like, some 90-pound anchor girl isn't going to exactly be able to put up much of a fight against half a dozen thugs. This is messed up. I don't think it's going to end well.
Professor Chaos, thank you. CNN wants one of theirs hurt or killed so they can blame Trump. Oh yeah. Well, we read the headline from Maggie Sullivan earlier. They're already trying to set it up. It's Trump's fault that they're going after the media. Yeah, because this crowd is listening to Trump. Fuck you.
Yeah, these people aren't listening to anyone unless they're some of the coordinated ones, like the Antifa crowds.
Yeah, they'll listen to people who are directing them where to go to cause more damage.
Yeah. Forgot to check. I heard the Chamber of Commerce might be on fire.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. Did you see the security guy take the gun away from that dude earlier? Yeah. That was they had completely destroyed a police vehicle, and this guy goes over to it, and there's I don't know if it's an AR, but it looks like one. There's an AR in there, and he pulls it out, and you see this cop come running from off screen with his pistol pulled out, and I don't know what kind of gun he was carrying, but he had his pistol out and another gun with him, and took it from the guy. Like, get the fuck back! No. And he immediately ejects the magazine, which looks like it goes on the ground. I don't know if they picked that up or not, but yeah, I saw that video. That's dangerous too, man. If these cops aren't taking their guns out of their cars like they're supposed to be, there's some guns on the street. And P Dog, he's in the chat. Nice to see you, bud. I hope you're okay. So daytime protesters were completely peaceful and not happy with the destructive ones. I'm not. See. We've been talking about this on the show. Satsu brought it up, and he was right to do so. There are peaceful protesters, guys, and that does need to be brought up because I am still on their side.
Yeah, they have a legitimate concern, but that is totally overshadowed by these rioters.
Yep,
and the rioters are using this as an opportunity to use a tragedy to their own advantage.
You have a whole bunch of groups who are enjoying this for their own reasons, whether it's Antifa, whether it's your socialists. Oh, man, socialists are having a ball right now.
Oh, yeah.
This is the revolution, you guys.
Fucking hate that phrase.
Yeah, it's going to be put down. This isn't Cuba. Stop it. All this is destructive nonsense that's going to cost us billions of dollars to fix, and they'll whine the whole time about how their city sucks.
Yeah, because it burned half of it down. It's bullshit. These people are idiots. You want to go out and protest? Do it peacefully. People will listen then and probably get on your side.
You know, here's the thing. Everybody was on their side to begin with.
Yeah, I don't know anyone. Well, I'm sure there's a few I could probably come up with. But if you saw the video, it was pretty nasty. And look, that was obviously, it looked like a murder to me. Yeah. But to go out and burn down your city and destroy even more jobs in the tanking economy, that is not going to win over hearts and minds. It's just not.
I do know there's people out there who were on the cop side. I've seen them on Twitter. There's dummies out there who are still, no, man, he shouldn't have committed a crime. He shouldn't have committed a crime. But he was already subdued, and there was no reason to do what they did.
Yeah.
I don't think many people were out there going, fuck George, because George may have done it. We don't even know that he actually did what they said. He was accused of passing a fake bill.
Yeah.
And as far as we know, that is taken entirely on the word of the cashier. We don't ever see them go and find a fake bill. We see him pulled out of the car, sat on the ground, picked up, and then walked over to the other car. And the next time we see him, there's a cop's knee in his neck. So he was arrested on suspicion of passing a fake bill. And as far as I don't know if they actually went and got the fake bill.
I don't know if it even got that far.
That should have been done before he was arrested. You kind of need evidence, don't you?
You would think. Well, it probably all burned up in the 3rd precinct anyway.
Well, now it is, yeah. We learned jack shit from Rodney King. Thanks for videotaping the evidence, but fucking help.
I think it was Dangerous pointed out a minute ago that there is one positive thing people are learning from this, and that is why you need more than 10 rounds in your magazine.
Oh, yeah. Because when they come and there's that many of them, I don't know what that is. Don Lemon called out Hollywood leaders and stars on Saturday for inaction amid national protests over the death of another unarmed black man in police custody. There's another thing we need to talk about, Jack.
Don Lemon being a dumb shit?
Well, the press in general.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Because this is largely their fault.
Oh, absolutely. They've been ginning this up, and they're not covering the peaceful people. Have you noticed that? The peaceful
of course not.
protesters are not even talking to them anymore. They're out interviewing looters and rioters and calling them protesters.
They've been pushing this shit for years and years. Go back to the Black Lives Matter days, the Ferguson days, and the absolute bullshit they pushed there. And every time there's anything that happens where a black man's involved, and like, look at that, it's always racist. They're killing Negroes every day. That's not even close to true. It's not even close to true. Is it happening more than it should? Yeah, and something needs to be done about it. But even going by the FBI statistics, it's white people are dying by police hands almost once a day. It's like a 330 or something like that. Blacks, it's like 210, 220. And then everybody else makes up the other 500 deaths. It's not as common as they're making it sound. That's not to say there's not police out there with police brutality or acting inappropriately. But this is the point I've been banging on with this whole George Floyd thing. That could have been anyone. As far as we know, there's nothing racist that was involved there. The only reason people are screaming race is because it was a white cop and it was a black man. But that easily could have been a white man. And if the press was putting out there that these fucking cops need more training, instead of always just going straight to, they're so racist, maybe this kind of shit wouldn't happen. Maybe if you're not out there talking about they're killing all of us.
Yeah.
And you're getting this from your politicians too. They're killing black men every day. No, they're not. That's not even close to true. But you're going to lie about it because it gets your name in the paper and it makes people vote for you. Don't mind your city burning in the background. You get those votes. Get those votes. That's what's important. I hate these people.
Yeah.
I am really curious why none of these politicians are out there bitching. And this is going to sound like I'm joking, but I'm really not. Why are none of them bitching about social distancing with these riots?
Right?
These are people who lost their shit over people sitting more than 6 feet from each other on a beach. And they haven't had a word to say. Not one of them has had a word to say about social distancing here. Not one. They were losing their shit over the Michigan one.
Oh yeah, but COVID's not hot anymore. It's now looters and riots. They got blood to cover. They're like sharks.
Haven't we been told that blacks are most affected by COVID?
Yeah, that's not important right now. It will be when they all start getting it from not social distancing.
I'm not being facetious here either, guys. I'm not being a smartass. I'm deadly serious. This was such a huge thing. You have to social distance. You're going to kill people in New York. You're not allowed to go in New York City into a store. It's the whole of New York, isn't it? If you go into a store without a mask on, they will not serve you. It's against the state rules right now. But without a mask, you can bust a fucking window and take whatever you want. With 45 of your best friends helping you.
Look, I've seen those packages that say 2-man carry. So a team effort.
Asian Hippie says, I'm waiting for riots to spread to the UK. Antifa are dumb enough to have it happen. Well, it's funny you should mention that because there was a story earlier today about protests in England over the George Floyd killing. Apparently, apparently what happens in the US is a real problem over in the UK.
Well, we are pretty awesome, but
we are. So I wouldn't be surprised to see actual riots break out there too. The riots are going to spread to Toronto. They're going to spread everywhere because you have assholes everywhere, and especially your anti-fascist people, those fucking faggy little pussies. And I know, I'm sorry for anybody out there who's like, you can't say the effort. These are fucking faggots and then go fuck themselves. They're going to get people killed over their bullshit LARPing.
Yeah. That again, I come back to this point like every time we talk about this crap now. These kids do not understand what their so-called revolution would entail and how bloody it has to get to overthrow a government. They really have no concept of that. It's just this beautiful fantasy in their mind, this utopian ideal of the glory of being in a revolution. They all think they're going to be this like super heroic figure, this like George Washington type without any actual blood or death. And most of them are stupid enough. They'll be the first ones to die.
Thank you, Frank, who says, did you see the autopsy report? It says he did die from traumatic asphyxiation or strangulation. Did not, I think is what you meant to say there. The officer was out of line, but did that not imply he may have not been the reason he died? No, that's not what that means. What that means is that he wasn't actually completely choked out. You don't have to be actually choked out to die. And real quick, Nyala, thank you. I heard people were saying the rioters were white supremacists, even though I have color TV. Well played, indeed. And again, there's a lot of white people in there, but there's also a lot of black people. So the white supremacist thing is fucking retarded. Going back to the asphyxiation thing, this is something that happens. That compression can be enough to cause other problems without it actually choking him, which obviously it was. That's the preliminary report. They still have to write the full report. It's probably what's going to get this guy off, to be honest with you. If we're just being honest, I mean, this is literally the same thing that happened with Kelly Thomas. And people, why are you bringing up an 11-year-old or a 9-year-old case? Because it's important. Those of you who don't know, Kelly Thomas was a white guy who was beaten by the police, and they basically sat on him just like this until he died. And then it went to court. There were 3 officers involved. The first 2 got off, and they decided not even to prosecute the third one after the way the first 2 went. And he got off because they said he didn't actually die from what the cops did. He had some underlying condition, and their very legal stranglehold they put on this poor man that's not what killed him.
No, it only played a massively contributing part. Fucking bullshit.
Pete says, did he have any pre-existing conditions? According to the preliminary autopsy report, yes, he had a heart condition. or high blood pressure or something like that. This is why people talk about we need reform in this area, and they're not wrong. Cops get off on way too much.
Yeah, which just encourages more people that have that propensity.
Hypertension, is that what they said? Yeah. No, you choke somebody, like, especially for as long as they did. The total in the report, in the arrest report, they give you the total time he was there. He was on this guy for what, 8 minutes and 29 seconds or something like that, and was still on him 2 minutes after the cop. Because you don't see it in the video, the front video. On the back video, apparently they did check his pulse, his wrist pulse, and they couldn't find one, and they still stayed on him for 2 minutes more. They thought the guy with no pulse was going to jump up and run away. Gamer Vleen, thank you. Antifa tagging buildings, BLM. I sent Monk video. These assholes are. Let's see. What is this?
You got another super chat.
Sorry, guys. I see videos are being sent to me, but I'm gonna have to wait to watch those until later, unless it's something that I know what it is. It's hard to watch it during the show. Toxic Nightshade, thank you. Fighting with the hubby, so I'm spending his money. Night, I'm on your side here. I don't know what he did, but he's to blame, and don't tell him I said that.
He needs to apologize.
Antifa thinks this is Call of Duty. Antifa thinks this is a joke.
Yeah, I think it was Pete said it, but or Frosted maybe said it. One of those guys that they think they're going to be Lenin, but they're actually going to be Trotsky.
They're I don't know if they even think that far ahead. You know,
they think that they have this utopian idea of how glorious it is to be a revolutionary. They've got this mythology built up around it, and they can't see past that.
Nyala, thank you. So, real question, if not already asked, is this a COVID death or yes? I'm not kidding. I saw that, or I thought this because there was a CNN article very early on about this where they talked about COVID and George in the same sentence. I was like, how long until they actually call this a COVID death? Because if this was Illinois and they swabbed him and found out he had COVID, they would count it as a COVID death.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know if Minnesota's doing the same thing, but they told us in Minnesota that or in Illinois, it's what they're doing. Excuse me. They actually said that. Even if you're on that you've been given a week to live and you die and they find out you had COVID, then they call it a COVID death. That's absolutely true.
Because they get federal money that way.
We've had people mad at us for talking about that, for suggesting that the COVID numbers are overblown. They're like, do you have proof? We're like, yeah, here's this video. It's been out for over a month.
Yeah.
I think Floyd had a heart attack in the middle of the cops shaking him down. It would explain why he collapsed. Perhaps. But, I mean, if you listen to the 911 call, and if you read the 911 call, I haven't heard it. The woman says he was acting funny. He may have been high as fuck, which is probably why he collapsed. He was, according to them, he was like fucking out of it. They thought he might be drunk. And this is all beforehand, so it's not like that. So what you see there is probably the effects of whatever he was on. He may have had a heart attack. I don't have any reason to believe that's true, though. I would not be surprised if he was high off his ass, and that's why he was like that. And that with whatever underlying conditions he has, whatever he had taken, and those cops, 3 fucking cops sitting on him, one of them on his fucking neck for 8 minutes. You ever had people on top of you, Jack? You ever been like in a dog pile and you're the bottom?
Not in a sexual way, but yeah.
Not gay.
Yeah, and restraint training, stuff like that. Yeah.
It used to happen to me playing football. You know, everybody jumps on top, and if you're not wearing all the pads and shit, man, it only takes a brief second until I can't breathe, get up. And you can still breathe, but there's so much compression on your chest. It's not like you're taking a real breath.
Yeah. Plus it's scary because then you've got all those people like up close and personal on you.
Mm-hmm.
You can have a panic response very easily.
Yeah. I would not be surprised if these cops did not get off because they're going to claim something like that, but that's bullshit. They murdered that man.
Oh, absolutely. But they're going to have a hard time finding some impartial jury now.
Yeah, yeah. Well, see, that's another thing. You have these politicians. Look, I'm a random commenter on the fucking internet. You have politicians coming out and saying that. Do you realize how you've tainted the jury pool that way?
Yep.
When you come out and say he's a murderer, are you fucking kidding? They can't have this trial in Minneapolis.
Oh, I doubt they could have it in Minnesota at all.
They're going to have to move this shit to well, they can't. I was going to say Tennessee or something. That's probably not a good idea. California. There you go. And then he'll still get off. Look at what happened with Rodney King, man. They beat the fuck out of that guy.
Yeah.
Not guilty, sir. Did y'all watch that tape? I remember when that happened. My uncle was a state police officer. He's not still a state police officer, but he does consultation work with the FBI because near the end of his career, he started working with the FBI, still as a state patrol or as a state policeman.
Yeah.
But he was still on the job at the time, and I asked him about it. I'm like, okay, we have to talk about the elephant in the room, the Rodney King thing. You saw it. What do you think? And this is what he said to me. He said, when you're in the situation, it's hard to think clearly sometimes because you're as scared as they are. He goes, but what happened on that should never happen. Because what was it? 4 people beat the shit out of him?
Yeah, something like that.
4 people just beating the fuck out of a black man on the road. We thought he was going to get up after we broke his legs. We couldn't sit on his neck. He wouldn't stop moving.
The main problem was he kept trying to get up and they kept hitting him in areas that weren't going to make him stay down.
Right. No, they were just beating him.
Yeah.
They were just enjoying beating the guy. And that's what my uncle got to. He's like, if you're trying to subdue him, this doesn't work. You use other tactics. You don't just sit there and wail on him. And again, I'm not anti-police, guys, but there's times the police are wrong. And that needs to be stated because there's too many fucking people out there right now. We're like, come on, it might not have been what happened. Might not have been what happened. We saw it. 8.5 minutes on his neck. If you don't think that'll kill you, let me try it on you. Who out there is like, no, it couldn't have been that. It was an underlying condition. All right, go get it. Go get it fucking physical and let my fat ass sit on your neck in that position. We won't even use the other people. Sit on your neck like that for 8.5 minutes. You're going to have to sign a waiver first. Because when you're dead at the end, and I have to say I told you so, I need a court document where I can say, see, I didn't murder him. He agreed to this stupid shit. Fuck the police. No, not fuck the police. While I do enjoy the song and they're police that, yeah, fuck them, it's specific police, not all. And that's something that needs to be stopped too, because we have way too much of fuck the police instead of fuck bad police.
Yeah, we still need people to keep law and order. You're going to have some kind of police force, and having like your local urban gang do it is probably a terrible idea.
Russian bot asks, what do you win? If you're talking about what I said with the 8.5 minutes on your neck, eternity. That's what you win.
You win your reward in the afterlife.
Yeah. That's actually blame the individual for their own actions. Exactly, Faithless. Exactly. Now, Jack, I want to talk about something else that's still kind of related. As I watch this stupid shit, especially this guy getting drugged behind the truck tonight, I can't help but think we have a severe parenting problem in this country.
What, you just now figuring that out?
I've known it, but this is a way to introduce it. Adebisi, thank you. I just got 5 rubber bullets in Reno. Did you take them or did you find them on the ground? I'm watching these people riot and stuff, and they're just acting like little kids, mad little kids. People who were never taught to control their emotions and act civilized and not be shitbags who go out and steal stuff when they're mad. Because I've seen that explanation so many times. Well, they're mad. What else are they supposed to do? I get mad. I've never looted. I turn on a mic and yell at people about it. My mom taught me better. I feel like we need to bring back corporal punishments. I feel like we need to do something because we're raising kids to be kids. Adebisi, one in my chest. What were you doing, man?
Did you get a new TV?
Say, did you at least get something nice out of it? I've been doxxed. You want to send me a 70-inch TV? If you check the police choppers on Flight Radar 24, you see where the riots are concentrated as the chopper only circles those areas. Oh, okay. I'm not sure what that is, but cool. I've been watching different YouTube channels that if you go onto YouTube and just type in live coverage, you'll find all kinds of, there's the news feeds, but you'll also find like random people. Also, Facebook, there lots of people are showing this shit on Facebook. NBC says a bruise. Oh, sorry to hear that, man. Were you rioting or were you protesting? Monkey, you were doxxed? Yeah, I was doxxed. No big deal. I see blacks teaching their kids to recite certain things when it came to the cops. Yeah. We all saw that during the Black Lives Matter thing, though. In a wonderful twist of irony, Kamala Harris is out there talking about how we need law enforcement reform because black people are just being given the short end of the stick by the justice system.
Like from her?
Like, bitch, are you the one to be talking about this? Adebisi says riot, bro. Don't be breaking shit, man. Be careful out there. You can get your ass shot off. To quote Jack Slade, you're going to get your ass shot off. If anybody knows where that's from, you have very, very good taste in movies. I forgot what I was talking about. I'm thinking of Adebisi getting his ass shot off now. Oh, Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris is a woman who let a whole bunch of people go to jail, and some of it I'm very, what's the word I'm looking for here, Jack?
Sketchy?
Sketchy. That is a wonderful word. Sketchy evidence. One man was going to die. Death row. She had exculpatory evidence in her possession and had to be forced by the courts to give it over. And she's going to lecture us. Bitch, do you know how many black men you put in jail?
That's a hate fact.
Gamer Vleen, thank you. Unrest in Omaha, yet someone thinks we are safe because we are in the nicer part of Phoenix Metro. Oh, by the way, white guy looted Legos. I have a link. I saw, I don't know if this is from the same thing, but the original riot, where it first breaks out and it's at Target, there's pictures and video of a guy stealing Legos. And the guy who retweeted it where I saw it, they're like, I'm not going to lie, I would have taken some Nintendo games. Look, if I was the rioting kind and I was in a fucking looting situation, I would take Legos. I like Legos. I wouldn't steal, though, because I was raised better.
And we're all old and shit now, so you can't run as far as you used to.
Calm rationality was replaced with fifis and soy. Caramon, thank you so much. Yeah.
True story.
I just love this notion. They're upset. What else can they do? Not burn the place down?
Yeah, maybe change people's hearts and minds. Write a book.
Go for a run.
Make YouTube videos.
Not destroy the place? Oh, I said that, didn't I?
Yeah, well, it's worth repeating.
I mean,
Don't burn down the Target store. We need those.
I just love it. And I love the anti-fascist folks and all the socialists who are cheering this on as their revolution. I'm like, you realize they're stealing consumer goods, right? Yeah, they're not paying for it and all, but this isn't them stealing food for the village because the big bad government is hoarding it. They're stealing TVs and shoes.
Somebody said it on Twitter. You are not Robin Hood. You are the Sheriff of Nottingham.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I understand taking the Legos. I would have. If I was in that situation, like I said, I wouldn't be in that situation because my mom raised me right. I wouldn't even look at that store and be like, my mom gonna beat my ass.
I'm just too lazy to loot. I mean, it sounds good on paper.
Yeah.
And 20 years ago, maybe I'd have been tempted, but man, I'm just, that seems like so much extra work.
Faithless says, I wonder if they can trace all of the smart TVs. And somebody else mentioned the Louis Vuitton bags. And I'm glad those were mentioned together because I don't know if Louis Vuitton does it, but a lot of high-end bags like that, they're actually numbered.
Yeah.
And they know where they came from. And if they end up where, like, I don't know, eBay and somebody finds that shit, you're going to prison. That's what I'm waiting for. It's something I haven't seen yet, Jack, is people actually showing like their loot haul.
Oh, I'm sure it's out there. We just don't follow the right people.
Because it's amazing how many times criminals get caught because they do something stupid, like brag on Facebook about it because they don't think their friends are going to call the cops.
Yeah, Crime Stoppers rewards is a big motivator. You can make up to $5,000 doing that.
Zed, thank you so much. Got to get them Jordans, right? I was watching Steven Crowder and they were laughing like, oh my God, they're down to Adidas. Poppy, how you doing, sweetheart? She says, Monkey Face, will you stop bragging your mom loved you and was sane and shit? Oh, my mom would have whooped my ass if I acted anything like the people I see in the street there.
Yeah, same here.
I've said this before, man. I credit my mom with beating my ass every day. I'm not joking when I say that, guys. I am fairly certain I was spanked every day.
You had it coming.
I did, all except for one. And I remember that one because I didn't deserve it. All of the other ones I absolutely deserved. And I'm glad it happened because I have a very devious mind, Jack.
Apparently.
And if mom hadn't have put the fear of God in me, I would have been a criminal. I'd be good at it, man.
Well, not these days you want. They'd find your broken ass down at the bottom of a staircase somewhere.
Oh, dude, I could figure it out. I'm a devious little shit. I used to sit at work at the machine shop because I had nothing but time. Most of the jobs that I did there were so mundane. And it's for 10 hours a day in this loud shop where you have to wear earplugs and there's nobody even to talk to if you could. So I just sat there and plotted crime. I would sing to myself or plot crimes or do algebra in my head. Those are the three things I did to keep myself sane at that job. Thank you, Dangerous Spaces. The racist cop was married to an Asian woman. Did somebody kill her?
She filed for divorce.
Honest question, is that why no one touches the monkey butt? Dom, yes, absolutely. I have a thing about my ass, and I'm fairly certain it's because I was spanked so much.
I thought you were saving yourself for prison.
I saved myself for marriage. Anyone remember that mother who beat her son for trying to join the riots a couple of years ago?
That was awesome.
Yes. And we need more of that, man. I remember growing up because I've told you guys I lived in the hood for quite a while, and none of my friends' moms would have put up with this shit. None of them. They'd have beat you with whatever they could have found. Get caught stealing. Oh man, nuh-uh. But that was a different time, man. That was a different time when your mom expected you to actually be something. All right, Monk, we get it. You get what? What was I talking about too much? About getting spanked? That's true. Oh, or are you talking about I grew up in the hood? The point being, I mean, this is a basically ghetto-ish area, Jack. I mean, very poor area. And for the people, well, what else are they supposed to? Your mom would have beat you. She'd have beat your ass and put you on punishment.
Yeah, because she works for a living.
Yeah.
But
I ain't raised you that way.
Yeah, you weren't raised like that. But nowadays it's different.
I still remember the first time I heard got put on punishment. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? And it had to be explained to my little white ass that meant being grounded. That's what it's called in black people areas, guys. It's punishment. It's not grounding.
You almost said black people land, didn't you?
I wasn't sure what word to say next, actually.
But
yeah, moms didn't play, and I don't know any mother that was like that. Was like, yeah, go out there and be a fucking hooligan.
oh my god. Okay, so over on the Streamlabs, thank you, Shio. New dating pickup line for your Asians. Damn, girl, are you a cop? Because you took my breath away.
Oh no. Pete says, in the ghetto, on a cold and gray Chicago morning, another little baby child was born in the ghetto.
That's where Kenny lives.
I love when Cartman is singing that walk into his house.
Yeah.
My wife was watching that with me. She goes, is that a real song? I'm like, yes, ma'am. It really is.
Is that a Johnny Cash song?
Elvis made that
Elvis.
famous. It was written by Mac Davis, and Elvis made it famous. I wasn't hit, and I don't spank my daughters, but fuck's sake, she knows right from wrong. I just don't believe in physical. That's fine, Johnny. I spanked my children, but very, very rarely. It was things. To me, it was things that were going to hurt them. Otherwise, yeah, there were other punishments. But remember, I grew up in the 70s and 80s, so
yeah,
spanking was a thing. I got spanked in school.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. I got spanked at school like 3 times, only once for something I actually did. It was probably more than that, actually. But then I got spanked. My mom had a wooden spoon, which is probably why I don't own wooden spoons now. And that hurt. But my dad just used his hand because that hurt way more. He had like a steel grip. So when he hit, it hurt.
I got spanked with hand, belt, and a paddle that my dad made.
Oof.
Yeah. When I got spanked at school, they'd send home this manila folder that you had to give your parents, and they had to sign it to show that, hey, we beat your kid today. And that to the moms and dads back then was, oh, I need to beat my kid as well. So you get spanked a second time.
Yeah.
And that was a lot of fun. And for me, especially because my dad made the paddle that they used at my school, and its twin that was used at home on me the same day.
Yep. I understand that.
My dad was a carpenter. It was one of his skills. And yeah, he used that to make paddles. Thank you, Dad. Anyway, I'm sorry, you were saying?
Oh, no. Where was I going? Oh, yeah. My dad would tell me stories about when he grew up in the town they lived in. If you did something wrong, a random stranger could beat your ass. Then he'd call your parents, and they would beat your ass.
Yeah.
Especially for embarrassing them.
My mom was that way. In my neighborhood, they had like a neighborhood watch on us kids. Because, again, back then, guys, they would tell you go play, and you just go outside and play. You knew what your boundaries were, and you could go like it's a cul-de-sac, but we called it a court. That's what they was named. And you were allowed basically around that. And if you wanted to go somewhere else, you had to go ask mom. Adabisi, thank you. I got beat with a horsewhip and fan belt, pussies. Jesus, we're talking about corporal punishment, not abuse.
Yeah, if you want to talk abuse, I could probably win that one. Yeah, when I was in elementary school, some of the kids held my hands down and took a ball peen hammer to them.
Oh,
so I have like nerve damage in my hands from that.
That's horrible.
Yeah, it hurt a lot too.
See, that's what I don't like. See, my little brother, he got bullied a lot, and There were actually times mom turned me loose on people who bullied my little brother. There was this kid we lived in Chicago who was beating the hell out of my little brother on the playground. And mom told the school about it and they wouldn't do anything. So mom looked me in the face. She goes, when you see him, kick his ass. Yes, ma'am. And I beat the fuck out of that little kid. It's okay. He's only 1 year younger than me. It's not like my little brother was 5 years younger than me or something. I beat the fuck out of him. I got belt whipped when my stepmother did anything bad. Jesus Christ. This has turned into trauma hour on the Monkey Show.
Yeah. Somebody mentioned coat hangers. Wire coat hangers across the arms really does hurt quite a bit.
Never been hit with the mom. Mom was actually against abuse because she was abused as a child. She told me some horrible stories, very horrible stories. And that has part to do with why I don't like bullies either. And never have. And the only thing I like about bullies, Jack, it was always okay for me to beat them up.
Yeah, they were like the Nazis of elementary school.
I never got in trouble for beating up a bully, but I also always would, except for in the case of that kid, I would provoke them because I wasn't allowed to hit first.
Yeah.
I've only hit 2 people first in my whole life. One called my mom a bitch and I fucked him up. And the other one, I was in a really bad mood. And he messed with me that's the only fight I feel bad about in my whole life because I shouldn't have hit that kid. I whipped his ass, but I shouldn't have kicked it or shouldn't have fucked with him. I was in a bad mood and there's no excuse for it. And I still to this day, that was in high school. I was in 10th grade. I still feel bad about that fight because I should not have thrown that punch.
Wow.
Even that riot that I started, that guy hit me first. And my father was a strong believer in hand to the back of the thigh. Oh God, no.
My grandfather would make us go cut a switch off the willow tree, and that was across the back of the thighs.
Frosted, thank you so much. I got spanked every day, but then I ran out of money.
Yeah, it does get pricey.
You got to find somebody who'll do it pro bono, my friend. I've never liked bullies, and it comes from, like I said, my little brother, and the stories I heard from my mom. My mom used to tell me that I would have taken it if I was her, because I'm like, why did you put up with that? She goes, you would have too, if that's how you grew up. I'm like, I don't think I would, Mom. As soon as I was old enough, that shit would have ended.
Yeah, that's how serial killers get made.
There's stories of people who grew up that way and what happens to their parents if they're the kind who fight back. And I understand it. I understand getting beaten down and being raised that way and being scared of it. But it's not in me. You guys, when I say it's not in me to just keep my mouth shut or not to do anything, it's just I can't stop it. I can't.
That's why you're going to the rehab gulags. I mean, camps, monkey.
I know, right? It's also why I never got ahead in Walmart. So I just couldn't keep my fucking mouth shut.
Yeah, I have a similar problem. I understand.
I want to change the subject. This is depressing, man. We've got on to kids getting assaulted by their parents. The only one I feel bad about is the dude I hit with a padlock when he turned up talking shit just after I had a breakup. He didn't really deserve a scalp laceration. I can see that, Cynic.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just agreeing.
Thank you, Gamer Valine. Wire hanger was everyone raised by Joan Crawford, right?
Right.
No, I do love to fight. I do, but mom had rules. I could fight. It wasn't like mom was the schools nowadays. You just turn the other cheek and walk away. My mom was like, if he hits you, you knock his ass out. But he had to hit me first. And I got very good at provoking people. Very good. You guys see the video of the rider getting dragged by the semi? That's the big talk on everybody's mind tonight. And yeah, it's the name of the stream. For those of you who missed it, we'll go over this horrific thing again. This FedEx truck gets kind of stopped by these fucking rioters, and they decide to try to take the truck, and it's a tandem truck, or somebody else said it was called something different. I forget the exact name, but it's where they have the two different carriages behind carriage. Is that it? I don't know what you call it, but the two trailers. Thank you. Two different trailers behind him, and this one idiot decided to try to go between the trailers and open the front one. Well, in doing so, he got stuck and run over a little bit because the truck was still moving. And the crowd tries to get his attention, which spooks the driver, who hits the gas. And this guy,
he was already trying to get away from them, but then they start screaming even more, and I'm sure that just made him even more terrified.
Yeah, so he drives for 5 miles before he stops, and they get this guy out from underneath his truck. Thank you, Zed. I remember in junior high school getting an in-house suspension, and on the last day, you could choose to do the last 3 or get 3 swats and go to class. Wow. Damn. I got in-school suspension once. I don't even remember what I did. Ex-Bubba Hotep, thank you. Mama said knock you out. Yeah, sometimes she did. But yeah, I was only suspended once, and that was for that kid I hit first. I got in-school suspension for something I did wrong. And I got detention a lot. I got detention a whole lot. I got detention so much that I forgot I got detention from the same teachers twice. Or from 2 different teachers on the same day. And so I go to detention and I sign in, and the next day I go to PE. I did not go to detention for PE, but she thanked me for going to detention like I was supposed to. It was like, oh, you're welcome, student Jack. But I would get in trouble for things like not doing my homework.
Oh yeah, I got that a lot.
I hated homework, man. It was boring as fuck. And I have a problem if I'm reading something that I'm not interested in being able to even tell what I'm reading. I'll be reading it and suddenly it'll just go, I don't care. And I won't even remember what I read for the last 3 paragraphs. And I'll have to read it again and again and again until it actually sinks in. And I hated it. So I wouldn't do my homework and I'd end up with detention. Zoning out. Yes, Faithless. Exactly. Caramon, thank you. Ever get told I brought you into this world? Oh, so many times. Brought you into this world and I'll take you out. Absolutely. I was back in the day when you could do it, though. Is homework more boring than playing video games for homework? Yes.
Never had video games assigned as homework.
Me neither. No, my homework, especially history, man. I love history, and school has a way of making history really boring. You know what my problem was with history, Jack? I like American history. I don't care about world history. I never have, and it bores the shit out of me. And they would make us go back and read shit about like the Byzantine Empire and the Tigris and Euphrates. I'm like, I don't care about this at all. Like, who was Emperor Dickafuck? I don't know. I don't care. He's been dead for 2,000 years. Why would I fucking care?
Because he may come back to life.
Oh, man. Hey, you have to make stuff like that interesting if you're going to make kids read it. My history teacher was great, could tell stories and make them come alive. I had a teacher in 10th grade who was like that. But every history teacher I had before that sucked ass. They were boring as fuck, so dry. And I love history because, I mean, there's so much interesting stuff in there. But when all you're doing is throwing names and dates at me, I don't care. I don't care. And that's why American history was so much more interesting, because it was so much closer to where we were, and they made it more about what happened and not just the names that were involved, you know?
Yeah.
History is important because history always repeats itself. Yes, I understand that, and especially now as an adult, you're not wrong. And again, I love history. I just don't much give a fuck about ancient history. I like some of the stuff on it if you watch a good documentary, but a lot of it, you know, like I said, Pharaoh fuck a dick. I don't know who he is, and I don't care. He's never going to be a part of my life. What the Egyptians did was great. Yeah, hieroglyphics, cool. Burning virgins, whatever it was they did. Awesome stuff. But we're so far removed from that. If you're going to tell me that story, at least make it interesting. Tell me the story. Don't just drop a name and date on me because that means fuck all to me, you know? We had to do paintball for one history class. Cool. We didn't. We got to read boring shit by. I want to know who they get to write those history books for kids.
It's probably history high school teachers.
It's Loaderman 213's wife's Laura's birthday. Oh, well, Laura, around here I do this. And Jack joins in because he doesn't have pride either. This one's
So
for you.
great.
And a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday,
Happy birthday
to you. Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to you. Happy birthday,
Day.
dear Laura. How tall are you? Happy birthday
Birthday
to you.
to you.
Happy birthday, Laura. I hope you have a great one. Seriously, how tall is Laura? I want to see if you had a good pull or not.
Your weird midget fetish.
I can't help
it. We didn't have a show yesterday, right?
No, I accidentally took the day off.
Oh, well, we didn't sing to Frosted Glass on his birthday. And he's a loyal viewer, so we should probably sing to him.
That's true. I did sing to him on Lords of the Night the day before.
Yeah, that was Lords of the Night. Though.
That's true. So, Frosted, I hope there's not too much echo in your corner, motherfucker. This one's for you. And a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dirty son of a bitch.
Frosted.
Happy birthday to you.
May the light of Torgo shine upon you.
Happy birthday, Frosted. I hope you had a good one, bud. I really do. Evolved Potato, thank you. I was taught just to say yes and do what you're told, even if my dad was wrong. I could never do that. I always had to argue. Yeah, I understand that. I do. If I think somebody's wrong, I cannot keep my mouth shut. And that got me most of my spankings when I was little, was for being disrespectful. And yeah, because you're supposed to be taught to just do what you're told. And like, no, that's wrong. Sorry. I never won those arguments, Jack.
Yeah, I'm shocked.
I know. Parents are
stronger, older. Yeah, weird.
Well, I talk myself right into a spanking every time, man. Every time. And sorry I missed that for so long. I didn't get a notification over here of all, but thank you for the donation. Adabisi, thank you. I'm sobering up. So much blood and bruises. I'm ex-military, so I'm fantastic. Dude, seriously, be safe. Don't go out there and get your ass killed over nothing. Today it's rubber bullets. You don't know when they're going to switch to that lead, man.
Yeah.
It's the students at Kent State. Oh, wait, you can't. 4 of them died.
That's what you get when you throw rocks at guys with machine guns.
Right.
Automatic weapons.
Well, that's something that scares me about this, too, is that there are going to be some people who are, not even involved in it. They're just wandering around watching what's going on and get hit by crossfire.
Oh, yeah. A lot of innocent people get killed.
Oh, rubber bullets can kill you. Don't fool yourself. That's true. There was a lady, I forget her name and what she does exactly, but she lost her eye. Now she claims that it was a tracer round that hit her in the eye. I feel like that would have went through the back of her head.
Yeah.
But there's some weird green paint on her backpack. Maybe a protester hit her with a paintball. I don't know. But she's claiming it was a police bullet that did it. Yeah, and just fucking took out her eye. It ain't fun out there, you guys. It's not a joke. Adabisi, seriously, be careful, man. Why does she claim she saw it coming? I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm not familiar with police procedure and all that. Do they use tracer rounds when they're firing rubber bullets?
No.
I wouldn't imagine so, because one, they should be aiming lower because you're not actually aiming for the head. Deplogue says, what's a tracer round? It's a light round that helps you see where you're aiming.
Yeah, it's like every 5th or 15th bullet or something. It's military stuff they use to light up where they're going with like phosphorus.
At a BC, thank you. I wasn't involved till I got V shot in the center chest. I got heart problems, so I got pissed. I get you, man, but don't get you got heart problems. Sit your ass down. Hang out with us and talk about it. Don't get fucking shot. Jesus, dude. And I understand I'd be mad too, but sit down, dude. I don't want anything happening to you, man. Wasn't the woman who lost her eye in Paris? Is that where she was?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was a yellow vest protest.
Oh, because this was today that I saw
there
this.
was one today?
Yeah, she did say that she writes for The Guardian, so maybe that's where that was. Yeah. Havoc says every fifth round. There you go. Every fifth round. And it just helps them see that when you see them shooting, if you've ever watched shoot, there'll be one round that you can actually see. It's lit up. Thanks, Monkey. She's a bit over 5 foot. Definitely a good pull together. 41 years in November. Awesome, dude. Wow. And yeah, that's a good pull, man. Just over 5. Right in the monkey range. Not that I want to bang your wife or anything. I'm just approving. I like that Nuts, after he says it was a good pull, says congrats. I feel like we've tainted her. She's congratulating him on pulling a small chick. Actually, she's probably congratulating him on the 41 years.
Yeah, probably.
Probably not. She's like, good pull on the small chick. That was very reassuring, Monkey. Which part? I am a reassuring monkey.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Death Bloke says, learn something new every day. Yeah, go watch. If you want to see it in action, one, don't go to movies for it. I mean, they try to simulate it in it, but you can find actual video of people firing that have tracer rounds in there. It's really neat, actually. That says, yeah, that's what I was doing. See, she's objectifying women. Have you noticed I've not been objectifying women tonight? Wow, I haven't been doing a very good job at it.
There's enough riots going on. We don't need to start running chat.
I've gotten in trouble. My last 2 videos that didn't get monetized, Jack, they were both for hate speech. They were both for going after marginalized communities.
Oh, God.
That's bullshit. You fucking liars.
I feel marginalized.
They're calling me a racist.
No, they're implying it.
No, they're calling me it.
Yeah, they probably are.
Look, I checked the box that says I may make jokes at their expense. And I stand by that. But if that's a box I can check and that's not hateful, then I shouldn't be hateful. They go from that to, you were hateful towards marginalized people. And they could be calling me sexist, to be fair. But I'm not racist or sexist. How dare you? Some fucking stupid woman probably wrote that shit.
Probably. They're tiny girl brains.
Yeah. What's the big deal with tracer rounds? They're not any more deadly than a regular round. Well, it's not that they're any more deadly. It's just that woman claims she got hit in the eye by one. Lesser logic says, geez, I don't know what you're talking about.
She sounds dumb.
Y'all need Jesus. White privilege is real. Imagine if it was black people rioting, they wouldn't be allowed to get away with it for several days, right? Well, remember, that's only if they're carrying guns. It was interesting. I didn't see this get very much news play, but there was a group of armed black men who protected a business. I forget where it was, but just like, I think it was yesterday. And yeah, they stood outside carrying, open carry, and we're talking serious guns. And oddly enough, that store was fine. And they didn't shoot anybody because they're law-abiding, gun-owning American citizens.
I hate fact.
I know, right? I didn't see anywhere with look at these horrible people with guns.
I'm surprised the media even covered them because they were law-abiding citizens, upstanding, doing nothing wrong.
Yeah, and I support those men. Those men went out there and stood in front of a friend's business and exercising their Second Amendment right. They weren't concealed carry when they shouldn't be. They right out in the open, all legal guns. and nothing happened. You know why? Because they were armed citizens, and those fuckers were smart enough not to come up to them because they'd have got shot.
Yeah.
But the men carrying their guns, I don't care what color they are. Good for them. They were protecting shit like they should. That's what, every time, like, why do you need guns? That's why, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Right there.
Well, and that's what community should be about, is helping out the people you live with.
Faithless has begrudging coverage. I didn't see this on the news. I saw a picture on Twitter. There might have been 2 or 3 pictures. Kind of like the one we saw with that cop being protected earlier.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people, and I need to address this too. There's a lot of people who are going a little racist on this. And if you're cracking a joke, fine. But if you're being serious, like those stupid Negroes, see, they're showing what animals they are. One, you need to pay attention to those crowds, because that is some salt and pepper right there. There's white and dark right next to each other.
Well, free TVs bring out the best in everyone.
And there are a whole lot of black men out there who are acting right, like those ones who protected that cop and those gentlemen who were protecting that fucking building with their guns out. So a whole lot of them are just American citizens, and I don't give a fuck what color they are. There's a whole bunch of dumbass honkies out there burning and breaking shit too.
Yeah, same with, I'm sure there's some Asians and Latinx out there as well.
Pete, thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate that. No message. And Havoc, thank you. A tracer would have pushed her off button. It's a regular round with the phosphor charge in the bottom. It would have noped through her head. Fair enough.
Yep.
And yes, I saw the baby dance, Pete. Unfortunately, I can't show it on screen. Little dancing baby that says yes. Yeah, there's when it comes to black versus white, there's no innocence down there. There's both races seem to be adequately
looting
represented. Was the word I was looking for, but looting, yeah. Looting. Most of the people I've seen standing in front of fucking cars are dumbass little white people. Get the fuck out of the road, you moron.
Yeah, I don't get what they're trying to accomplish by stopping traffic, because they're just going to run you over as soon as their car gets swarmed.
Prospero said, and the Popo didn't gun down the armed black men. I was told that always happens. Well, see, this is part. You're right. We've been told that. How many times did we see the pictures from Michigan? Like, if these people were black, they'd be shot already. No. That's why these guys that protected that building didn't get shot. You know why? Because most gun owners like that, the ones who are going to be like, I'm going to protect this store, they're law-abiding citizens. They're there to protect. They're not there to cause havoc. They're not there to play He-Man. They're scared as fuck standing out there with those guns.
Yeah.
They don't want to have to use them. And it doesn't matter what color they're. We saw that with the there was a group that got a little bit of coverage. It was 2 white guys, and if you pay attention, right behind them, off to the right on the screen, there's a black guy standing with them. They didn't talk to the black guy, of course.
Funny you say that, because I just got a Streamlabs about that. Thank you, Frank, for the donation. There was also the, quote, armed rednecks, end quote, that had black guys on either side of them that were cropped out.
Yep. I didn't see the one on the other side, but there was you could visible. There's a black guy right behind him to his left, this screen right. And yeah, those guys, nothing happened there either. You know why? Law-abiding, gun-owning citizens. That's how most people are. Like, yep. Why aren't they stopping these people with guns? Because the ones who are out there doing that, they're not the ones you have to worry about, dumbass.
Yep. Prospero said it right. No responsible gun owner wants to ever use their gun that way.
Yeah. It's something you're hoping you don't have to do. But you're prepared in case you do. And hats off to those gentlemen, all of them involved.
Yeah, it takes a lot of balls.
I wouldn't do it even with a gun. Are you kidding? You get the wrong crowd, man. Fuck that. You can't put them down that fast. Oh, anyway, I seem to remember reading that black men will be shot just for wearing masks. Well, yeah, we heard that too. And how great is it that we've helped the looters by insisting everybody wears a mask?
Yeah, if only they'd socially distant.
Fuck. Oh man. Anyway, guys, I think we're gonna wrap up. Oh, look at that! It is the 2 hour mark, almost exactly.
Oh yeah.
If I had something to leave on, seriously, I know it's a hard time right now. I know it's ugly out there in the world. This shit will end. Things will go back to normal. It's gonna take a while, but stay out of the fucking street. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Thank you so much for the donations. I really do appreciate it. Jack, is there anything you'd like to show?
I'll throw a link to a video in the chat. But thanks as always for the donations. You guys are awesome. And stay safe out there, huh?
There's no scheduled stream tonight because it is Sunday, and we're on a pause from our game streaming, and Lords of the Night doesn't go on Sundays. So maybe you'll get a random monkey stream 9 o'clock ish. Don't bet on it, but we'll see how bored I am. I'm also still trying to get my game streaming set up. So if the satellite company ever figures out why the fuck my shit is running so slow, I'll get gaming going again. Frank, thank you. Do you think COVID amplified the riots? No. No.
I think they're going to blame that.
Yep.
They're going to say it was cabin fever and people are just getting antsy. I don't think it is, but
they've already started saying that.
Yeah. I fully expect that'll be an excuse they levy to try and get people off the hook.
I think the news media pushing this and people seeing that there's no real consequences amplifying the riot. But with that, guys, thank you so much for coming and hanging out. Always a pleasure entertaining you. Jack, thank you for joining me, my friend. Everybody, enjoy the rest. I keep doing that. I got to stop. As always, it's Matt Christensen. Kiss my ass. You've changed the way I speak. Son of a bitch. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
My dick.